All right, welcome back. This is Kyle with All in Survival, and today I decided to break the wife's go bag into two different parts. So, first part was the time capsule. We're taking a look at everything that was in it, discussing the things that need to be changed, and then part two is rectifying that issue, changing out some things, and discussing the overall finished product. So today we're going to get into it. I'm first going to show you a little flashback to the items that were no longer serviceable inside the pack, and then I'm going to walk through what we've got now. Okay, what I'm doing here is I've gone ahead and put everything into a separate bag that is going to stay in the bag. And the stuff left on the table is the stuff that needs to be replaced, looked at more closely, anything, right? So the Mountain House food, it's fine. I can eat it today. There's not a problem. Do I want to put it back in the go bag and let it sit for another few years? No, not necessarily. If you have the ability to replace it, why not do that? So there are quite a few things on here, and nothing's too expensive, but I need to check into these, see if they have an expiration date, and whether they're still fully capable of purifying, sanitizing water, and we'll go from there. So I'm probably going to put the rest of this stuff away. I'll spend a couple of days replacing all of this equipment, and we will put another bag together. Okay, so you saw on the table what was in the big black duffel bag was the keeps, minus actually the bag at this point. I decided to get another bag. And everything else was the get rid ofs. So I went ahead and refreshed the food, the snacks, and we went from there, okay? All right, so let's talk a little bit about the bag. All right, I decided to go with a small, super lightweight camel pack, right? And the cook set is attached to the outside. So we'll get into that in just a second. I think I shaved about 3 pounds off. It's probably riding dry with the food at about 20, 25 pounds max. 20. So let's get into some of the features. So I went ahead and replaced, while replacing the bag, it comes with a new bladder. This is a 2-liter, and I think it's great. Anyways, this is a less tactical version. I still decided to go with green, but I decided not to do camo or anything super tactical. We'll talk about the outside. All right. In the outside is the cook set, along with some extra matches. There's the match petroleum infused lint and some extra lighters in there. And we've got the extra, aluminum foil. On the outside of the actual bag, in the actual camel pack insert, is still the same shirts. We went with a set of black microfiber wool socks, perfect for this application. And we have a handkerchief for a million different reasons, and an oversized shirt for her, but it was also kind of a winter stretch, so she'll get into it and there'll be plenty of room. All right. Also in this outside patch is her oversized hat. Sun is always an issue in Las Vegas, and sun is even more an issue for the wife. So we are working Always striving for the least amount of UV rays possible. So, all right, the super small pack will have a headband. I decided to go with this new rechargeable headband. These are really interesting and very, very bright. These are the can openers. Batteries. I use the same battery box because I didn't buy them in super large packs now, but I did replace the batteries. These are new. Electrical tape and her little, this is a Gerber Recon. It actually can go to red light. That's everything in the outside. So when it came to first aid, let's see. We'll show you the three things. I went with a Boo Boo pack, ultralight for Venture Medical Kits. I added a tube of antiseptic cream to the outside here, and first aid cream, and decided to go with everything that's in here. This one is designed for backpacking and tenting in a group of 2 to 4 people for 2 to 4 days. I did add in a tourniquet and a Israeli bandage, pressure gauze, and the tactical side of me said that you should always have a little extra stuff in your bag, and it's pretty lightweight, so she gets to carry an extra set. I'd probably have 2 or 3 on my kit as well. So I did replace her SPF 110. This is basically the best stuff on the market that you can get for UV protection. This is the same jacket she had before, just another a wool cap. I kept the same toilet paper, still seems to work just fine. Poncho, foot powder, paracord, same paracord. I tried to keep her bag. I only replaced basically the things that I knew weren't serviceable anymore. So all the same stuff went right back in. Her little, she bought this, so her SAS survival guide. Small bungee. We got the 2 different survival bivvies. Work in tandem together depending on how hot it gets down. Now, I will say once again, I live in the desert, and even in the middle of the winter, this is sufficient, especially if you put a trench fire in with some reflective and stuff like that. So if you are in a northern climate, this is likely not going to be enough. Do your homework. A microfiber towel. So we added these Alpine Air Kung Po chicken. She really likes a little bit of the spicier food. And these are several of the different brands of that we added into hers. So there's 3 packs. Actually, I put 4 of these. We're looking at about, let's see. That says 12 and a half. There's about 2,500 calories just sitting in these 4 packs. Her candles. I'm not sure how serviceable these are. I was thinking on these on just dry rot and breaking, but they seem like they will work pretty good, and they're ultra light, so. A hand warmer. We got new batteries in the little flashlights, and we got rid of the old school ones. Pen with duct tape, survival whistle with a little bit of temperature and signal directions. A couple of sporks, some additional fire making. These are actually good. I looked into these a little bit. These are the Coleman regular disinfecting and water purification tabs and the neutralization tabs. They were sealed, and they seem to be just fine. There isn't a, it just says cool, dry place, sealed, so. And let's see. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the two tools, right? So we do have the Fiskars saw, and I have, and I'm going to throw it up on the screen here. I've added one of my knives. This is not what I consider a camp knife, but I have ordered, or I am about to order, a camp knife for her. So until that comes in, she will have this in case. And I think I put a few things in the side. So we've got her compass, her Sunto compass. It's dummy quartered to the side. And I kept the actual instructions with it in case we get separated and she needs to try and remember. Also, I've added this little pack to the other side of that, and inside of that is the Leatherman, some trauma scissors, another spork, and all of the Blistex. Believe it or not, the Blistex is actually brand new. It looked just fine, so we're going to keep those there. Overall, I'm impressed with the bag. It's extremely light, and I think that will suit her needs perfectly, right? The son is just about to turn 5, and it'll be a couple of years before I put something on him. Likely what'll happen is I'll end up carrying him anyways, so I'll have my pack, and then he'll be scooped up, and we'll be moving around a lot. So he's still kind of at the age now where he sees something interesting and he's going to go in that direction. So we'll have a pretty tight rein on him. So anyways, her bag has got pretty much everything she needs for 3 days plus some. The food and the ability to carry the water is there for 3 days. I like to remind people that I keep these dry. I keep fresh. I have 2 cases of gallon water, drinking water, and they sit pretty much near where the go bags sit, and I'll just be pulling gallons of water and tossing them in the truck. Those will fill the if we end up on foot, which is the last priority to get on foot. Oh man. But if we end up on foot, we'll fill everything up, and I'll probably carry an extra gallon, and we'll go as far as we have to go. But yeah, so it worked out just fine, and I'm pretty impressed with how well we kind of did. I have to think about it in terms of experience level, right? So in those days, I was still military. I was not law enforcement yet, but I was extremely high level security. I still had knowledge about go bags, and I took a lot of that stuff from several different platforms. Some of it was Katrina. I spent almost 3 weeks down in Katrina. Also, I saw a lot of interesting things that stuck with me forever, and things that I don't want to repeat for my family. So. And also lots of books. I talk a little bit about on the channel that you can learn a lot from fiction. So it's good to have a prepper library. Behind the screen, there are my bookshelves. There's more in the living room. I have what I call a prepper library, and these are things with solid pieces of knowledge and or educational things for the future, right? So internet goes down and I want to look up something about the Revolutionary War, I have the ability to do that. I can't think of anything else. I'm trying to bring more content out. I'm going to do probably attach another video with a little bit of an update on the channel. There's some big things happening in our world. So thank you once again for spending your time, and always willing to discuss, this type of stuff is kind of like cars. Everybody has their opinion on the brand that they like the best and what they think is, and everybody has their idea of what they believe the circumstances are going to be like for them if something goes wrong. And you can never really predict everything. You can just take most likely and most catastrophic in that curve. Most catastrophic is probably the least likely to happen, but if you prepare for certain things along the way between the two, you have an overall plan. So once again, stay safe out there.